Hello everyone. I am starting a new video here of an American Goldfinch, and I will be doing it in colored pencil. This is a picture of the goldfinch that I intend to represent. Sometimes I do my own translations of what I think maybe how they should look, or maybe a different pose or whatever. What I'm doing is I'm going to make this a size to fit in a 4x6 little frame, and I've got a white frame but also have a black frame that I think it might look better in to put the yellow and black. It might really make it show up quite nicely. So first, what I've done is I have chosen some of my colors that I'm going to use. And for the eye, of course, it's black, but when you're using colored pencils where you can actually blend the colors to show a more in-depth color, I will use the indigo blue, number 157 on the Polychromos, and then I will go over it with the black, 199. For the perch, the rod that he's perched on, it's kind of a blackish purplish color, so I will probably use Delta Blue 141 and Indanthrene Blue 247 on the Polychromos. The wings are definitely black, just a very black. There again, I will probably use the indigo blue underneath the black to give it a little bit of a in-depth color. The yellow, I am actually debating on using a colored pencil, or I may use a yellow pastel, because with pastels you can really get more of a vibrant color. And so I'll go ahead and do my outline and the eyes and the head and the beak, and I'll just kind of see where I'm going to go with the actual breast color and underneath color. I've picked out two pinks for its feet. The salmon 100 and I believe that's 130, I believe. And the rose carmine is a 124. So I will get started on these. And as always, you have to have a very sharp end on your pencils to get those details on here. So I'm going to jump in and, oops, it looks like I've gotten just a little bit of a piece that fell off of the pencil. So just always like to keep my paper really neat and clean. So I'll just start in. I will leave a little bit of white on the eye for the catch light. Kind of follow around to make sure that I want to put those colors in exactly where they are. Bring that down a little bit. Now the bird's left eye, as he's looking at us, will be a little bit bigger because that side of the bird was captured closer to the camera. And as you can see, just by doing a little bit, it already kind of brings the bird to life a little. I have always liked doing the eyes first. I don't know why. I just feel like it just seems like the animal is coming to life a little bit more when you've got the eyes in there. That was the blue, so I'm going to use a little bit of black now. Okay, so for the head, his forehead up here, it's really kind of a light purple almost. So I'm going to go ahead with the Indanthrone Blue 247, and we'll kind of fill that in, and I will leave part of this forehead very light. It'll be light strokes. When you go to fill this in, it's just very, very short little strokes. It will come down here to the beak. And you're always going to make your strokes in the direction that the feathers lay. Of course, if you're doing another animal, such as a dog or cat or wolf or whatever, you always are going to make those strokes in the direction of their fur. Come down, and I'm going to fill that in. And then above his eye over here, he's got a little bit of yellow, so we need to make sure that we leave that open for the yellow coloring. Now this is just a little bit more bluish color than what I want it to actually be, a little bit more purple. So I will be finding whichever purple color here in a minute, and I will go over that with some purple. So go ahead and jump in and get your pattern traced. I'm using pastel mat, of course. That's what I always use on any of my pastels or my colored pencils. It's got the grit to it that allows you to put in multiple layers of color. You can blend colors on it. The colored pencils, I always try to be careful wherever there's a light area or white area, because with the polychromos, it's a little bit more difficult to get any white laid over it. I've actually used a soft white pastel sometimes on my colored pencils to actually get the white laid in. So this is the Delft Blue 141. It's more of a purple, so let's go in over that and see if we can get a deeper color here. I always like to get my birds or animals, whichever I'm painting, I like to get it as colorful as I can, as long as it's true to the color of the bird or the animal. Of course, if you're doing an abstract, you can use any colors you want, but I'm more of a realist, so I want to try to get those as close as I can. Now, in order to make this look three-dimensional, if you look at the picture, that blue color kind of goes beyond a little bit, so you want to be sure and do that to make it look more three-dimensional. Short little strokes, but then, you know, you're going to fill in a little bit too. Going to barely touch that up above there to leave that a little bit lighter. Now, anybody that's watched my videos before, you know that I like to use the cotton buds to kind of blend. And so this is what I'm going to do, to kind of blend those colors together very carefully. Don't go over the rest of your paper there, because you don't want this color where the beak is. kind of blend a little bit. And I am going to use just a little bit of black over that because this color down here at the bottom is a lot darker. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of let that set, and I'm going to fill in some more on other things. I'm actually going to take dark cadmium yellow 108, and I'm going to start to outline his beak, and I've kind of made a line there because that's where the lightest part where the sun catch is on its beak. And I'm going to fill in the beak, and there again, just make short little motions. And I can already tell I'm going to need a much deeper orange for the outline of it, which I will find here in just a minute. Anyway, go ahead and fill that in, and I will catch up with you on the next video. Thanks for watching.